The MTT database just released all Triton players' actual win-loss reports, and the results are insane. What nobody noticed at the main event final table, and one of the deepest Hall of Fame classes of all time, only entered one player. All of this and a tiny little more on tonight on...
You're a champion.
The dust has settled on the 2026 WSOP main event, but if you're like me, sometimes to pass as human, you have to spend time with your family on things called vacations. So, if you also missed the main event, we're gonna do a super fast ADHD recap. Coming in with the shortest stack of 15 blinds and the least hope was a Vagaris Vagavaru. He quickly finds himself all in with jacks at risk to sexy AI Ron Weasley. The ace arrives, sending a Vagarara home. Ninth. $1 million, what a loser. Mario Booz was next in line for the sweet release of death after getting scammed for the pay jump when Han Fang sucked out on him to stay alive. He ends up with pocket eights and 6.5 bigs. Saas takes inspo from his Hitler's limo driver outfit and blitzkriegs the guy out of there with his King 9. 8th place for Booz, 1.25 mil. Jamie Shovel dies with 5 bigs and the King 6 suited to Jumelin. King 10 high holds and the white wife Bill Burr is out. Jumelin holding on so far, the wire chip leader still chip leading. They take a day break and Jumelin is still going as he takes on Hamon and takes another soul with more chips and holds on to the chip lead. Now so far, Jumelin's day is kind of reminiscent of Joe McKeeke's wire-to-wire performance in 20 whatever. Hamon got 6 with $1,750. 5 players remain, 2.25 million locked up for all of them. When my choice to win, Han Fang gets aces and another chance to cockroach alive. Super short stack he raises, and there was such better ICM play this final table as years past. The time off, everybody really studied. Anyway though, Saz re-ISOs with 9s, and it's on Mueller, who has pocket jacks, and he's in the blender so hard that he starts stripping. Tough spot, very close decision, but eventually Mueller finds the fold, and either way, it was Han Fang's time to die. Sask fucked them all because he ends up making the straight. GG Fang. Sounds like the name of a Tekken character, GG Fang. Now, as I said, Jumelin, leading most of the final table, tries to bully a little bit too hard with 4 remaining, and he doubles up Sask in a massive pot, jamming on the turn with equity, but Sask holds his 10s, bringing the power balance closer. Will it matter? We'll find out. Next, 4 remain. Gags gets fucked by the Jumelin also, getting sent home with 2.75 million. What a loser. Chip leader still chip leading. Sask still making weird plays, kind of as we predicted. I don't know. Now in a sneaky little pot, blind versus blind with 3 remaining, it folds to our boy Sask, and he has kings. He just limps. Mueller checks back. Sask also checks flop, setting the super trap. He ends up 2.2x pot jamming river, and he gets third pair to call. Really played that well. GG Mueller, $3.75 million, buys a lot of Labatt Blues and CTE doctor's appointments.
You play very well. You play very, very well.
We are now down to heads up in main event, the Mount Everest of poker. I don't like hiking. I mean, more like the World Series of poker. Main event. They know they'll never be here again. Wire-to-wire chip leader Jumelin versus Sab. They battle it out for almost an entire level. Weren't they super deep? Excuse me, I'm just playing on CoinPoker. Sign up today, use the code RDP, and you could battle all these dummies. You could get super deep and make your dreams come true. Anyway, early on, Saaskilahti finds himself down 4-1 in chips, but he finds a double with ace 10 to ace 9, and we continue with much more even stacks. And this is when the punt happens that most of you all seem to know about. One of the all-timers. Did I mention you guys can catch each other's punts on August 26th? That's this month's Code RDP free roll. You can play where you live. Back to the punt though. Long story short, with third pair on a 4 flush board after he should have folded flop, should have folded turn, Sask heroes the river for almost all of his chips. Watch Doug Polk's video for more actual analysis, but he was left crippled. The end was just a formality after this punt. The cherry on top was when Jumelin, who smartly was wearing his Joe McKeon hair for day 3 of the final table, he ended up winning by doing what got him there in one of the best poker strategies of all time, getting it in bad and sucking out. He really seems like a good kid. I know he studied with Coins Patrick Leonard in between the final table. At 22, makes him the 2nd youngest main event winner of all time. Of course, first being in 1922 when Balloon, a 3-year-old chimpanzee, beat a field of 4 players for the title. Anyway, congratulations guys, you all did great. Sask did go on to say that he's not sure if 6 million for second is life-changing money. Maybe not congratulations then? Now for the thumbnail story of this video. Tons of high-stakes poker players were named in a controversial new dossier as files were dropped last week, which details rich people's activities on faraway islands. That's right, the Triton Files have finally released the losers. You thought I was going to talk about the Illuminati? What are you, disturbed? Created by MTTdatabase.com, they have put out a comprehensive collection of data from all Triton's players' buy-ins against their cashes, which is the first time that we've had like a true ROI and profit numbers for series. Historically, obviously, sites like the Hendon Mob only track their raw cashes, right? And this is obviously the all-time money list, and raw cashes are a flawed number because it doesn't deduct the buy-ins. What we're about to see are not really shocking for tournaments, but it might be a little bit because everyone's a big name in the Triton series. But approximately 75% of the players that play a Triton series are down since the series started 10 years ago. I mean, it is a zero-sum game. This, again, shouldn't be that surprising. But let's just get to it, Ryan. Who are the biggest losers? Well, spoiler, Santosh, no shit. He's down 12 million. But the number 2 biggest loser of all time is a little bit surprising. He's MTT legend of the late 2010s, Nick Petrangelo, who is down $9 million in Tritons alone. This doesn't mean he's down overall, because the guy plays a ton online and other live stuff, but it's gotta be pretty hard to make up $9 million in losses. And I've seen him recently, and honestly, I'd guess he's down $9 million on, you know, meth. Another surprise is that COVID Harry Potter made $7.7 million disappear. However, again, he backs a lot of people, he does coaching. This doesn't mean with the swaps that these players are losing by any stretch. Maybe some of them are outmatched trying to have these ego cock fest playing big best buy-ins. Who knows? Maybe it's variance. Now, some people on Twitter made the argument that this isn't appropriate to release this info because it may make some of the losing players, aka whales, more likely to quit playing due to the fact that their wives can look at the internet. But this is a horrible argument, as that issue is solved by simply becoming Muslim and moving to Saudi Arabia. Or just say, well, you swapped with Dan Smith one year, so you're actually up. Now, who are the biggest winners? Raw money, it's Bryn Kenny, the all-time money leader, who's up a small little $37 million. Bryn, why the fuck are you still playing, dude? Go drink adrenochrome and play pickleball, man. You made it, dude. But no shocker, the highest actual ROI, return on investment, tournament after tournament, in the 10 years of data is the number 1 name who's most synonymous with Triton success in anyone's mind should be, is Jason Koon. Total cashes of 40.6 million and profit of over 12 million. The other winners include blah 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 and blah blah blah. Full list and report at mttdatabase.com. The Koonster is also the headline of our next story, as the Poker Hall of Fame had a stacked nominee class this year because 5 legends all turned 40, being their first year eligible for the Hall of Fame, Koon being one of them. The others were Sean Deeb, Isaac Haxton, Chris Moorman, and somebody else. Now, along with those 5 who were nominated in their first year of eligibility, Scott Seaver was nominated for his 2nd year in a row, only becoming eligible last year, Mike Matusow for his 12th, and Ian Scheinberg for his, I don't know. Can they all get in? How does the Hall of Fame work in poker? Who gives a fuck, do you? I don't know. Let's find out. Now, only previous Poker Hall of Famers vote for the Poker Hall of Fame. The way it works is every player who has a vote gets 4 votes each. Each player to enter needs 66% of the votes. So in theory, if every voter put the same 4 players with their 4 votes, we could induct 4 players a year. Every poker player dreams one day to get their picture in a smoke-filled room behind a 1-2 depression game at the Horseshoe, feet from the Keno section. But this year, there was only one, and that guy was Jason Koon.
To unveil your forever picture here on the horseshoe wall. Here it is. Let's go. Congratulations, Jason. Well done, my friend.
The now first ballot Poker Hall of Famer secured 23 votes of a possible 33, with the threshold being 22. So he got in by 2. And there was some drama because of the 132 available votes, only 100 were cast, which means multiple people just only picked their buddy and nobody else, or kind of thought these other guys aren't worthy and only 1 or 2 are. I mean, who would do that? Ivy? Oh, Ivy. Yeah, Ivy probably doesn't even bother to submit his vote normally, and he's just paying Koon back for doing him a solid back in the day.
Said, you want to go out tonight? And I was like, yes, I did. We're both single bachelors at the time. Celebrities with him everywhere. He's cooler than you think he would be. And then he just disappears. And I'm awkwardly like standing in this club with like all these famous people, and I'm just like, And I end up going home. Finally text him. I'm like, hey, Phil, that was a blast going out with you. Like, just out of curiosity, like, why did you invite me to come out? And he texts me and he's like, well, to be honest, he's like, I needed a good looking white guy so I didn't scare off all the white shit.
Wait, whoa. Ivy likes white women? Dude, please nobody tell Katie, my wife, that she's white. Now, as I've mentioned, Mike the Mobility Matusow has been nominated the most times ever without getting in, and that is now 12 years nominated without getting voted in. And I can't imagine why his peers wouldn't want to vote for him.
I never win a fuck. I never get dealt in. 4 hours without winning a pot in limit stud 8.
Now, Papa D-Negs went to Twitter right away to suggest a rule change after the only coon getting in was announced, and nothing makes you feel better about winning an award. If you're coon, then 12 hours afterwards, the Lord of Poker suggests rule changes. But Papa actually didn't say coon was the wrong guy. D-Negs was saying he thinks there should be more guys. Never ladies, of course. And D-Negs suggested they should use some sort of point system. That way, he can hurry up and get some of the guys like Matusow in so he can stop having to fucking take a yearly phone call from him about the Hall of Fame. Fuck me, Daniel. You know, who wants to deal with that every year? He's got a kid on the way. My Poker Hall of Fame, it would just be the funniest characters in poker. So, like, Matusow would be in first ballot, along with Mike Dentale and Nicky P, who recently lost his $500 Jordan somehow, he said on Twitter. How do you misplace shoes, dude? Anyway, a hilarious final table and a 50K made the rounds as Daniel Nielsen, an Aussie pro with $7 million in live earnings, took down a 50K for $1 million in Jeju. But look at this.
只能靠了，就你靠成这样只能靠了。对，有点 crying 口哦，那这样的话 CL 变成 Daniel 了。
Look at that professional hobo slip. Not a single drop spilled from a full wine bottle. Ask your mom how hard that is. Now, Daniel's the exact type of guy that made my dad watch me watch poker when I was 18, look at the TV and say to me, these guys are kind of losers. The hobo tweaker was focused though. Anyway, he ends up winning the 1 million and looks as happy as a wasted Australian who won $1 million. I mean, he won $1 million completely wasted. What the fuck?
最后也是随着我们这个音乐翩翩起舞起来。
What day is it?
August 17th.
Oh, whoa, thank God. All right, we still have a couple weeks before Garrett Adelstein book comes out. I thought I missed it.
I'm playing a high-stakes cash game on Hustler Casino Live. An amateur raises with ace-queen. I look down at pocket jacks and re-raise.
Look, I'm not one to talk, but Garrett always sounds a little light in the loafers. But is he really doing a sassy gay thing at this point? Like, I bet he calls and... I just can't even. I'm sitting there so uncomfortable with the shirt material that I just like say to him, I've got it.
I call an audible, trying to be clever. I say, I've got it, hoping he interprets my strength as weakness. Instead, the opposite happens. He assumes I'm being genuine and quickly folds. A 66K mistake. Most of the audience assume I'm being generous. Wrong. I was trying to get paid, trying to trick him into making the wrong decision, and I failed miserably.
This story is pretty lame. Like, his other ones are kind of interesting, but maybe the moral is he learned a lesson. But this is kind of embarrassing that Garrett himself tried to pull the level 1 speech play like, I'm gonna tell him the truth and he'll think that I'm lying. Everybody does that because it's easier to tell the truth. Every single poker player, day one, thinks, I'll tell the truth and they'll think I'm lying. You're not unique. I can't wait to have ChatGPT, though, read his book for me. And by the way, Garrett, you clearly paid Doug to do an ad for your book. Why not me? Is it because I work for CoinPoker? Code RDP, monthly free roll, August 26th. Don't miss. You can play from where you live. Yes. Shut up. Yes.
The trooper.
How can there be a trooper noise if the trooper is gone?
What is up, guys? We're at Hard Rock in Biloxi, Mississippi. We got $800. Every time we don't hit the bonus on a slot, we have to do more laxatives.
There's actually a hilarious premise for a video, but
Today, we are at a pawn shop. Right now, I'm broke as hell, so we do got this nice ass urn. It does have my grandmother's ashes in here.
Bretsky, this is really your fault. These slot channels are getting out of control. I mean, glorifying this gambling addiction. What the fuck is next?
My wife says I got a scat fetish just because I asked her to shit on my chest once or a few times. I don't know why.
What? That's like PSA 9 Black Pregnant Girlfriend, Southern Edition. Dude, I really like your style so far. This is the first I've seen your videos, but get your wifey the fuck out the casino. There's cigs in there. And second of all, is this how your grandma died? Telling her there's a mixed grandchild on the way?
Make the booty bounce on the dance floor.
Now, he doesn't deserve any applause. He called with King Jack.